on the glitter strip. Gold Coast cops. Tonight.
On the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
The Rap raided drug den.
What's wrong?
You eating a steak while you're driving?
A routine traffic stop turns up a T-bone steak.
I've been eating it in between jobs.
What do you do for work?
I'm a stripper.
And a party reveller with a wee problem.
Oh, no, you're not peeing there, are you?
We're just walking home.
I know, but you just peed where some kids get a place loan.
Right, so on the 30th of November, we executed a search warrant. This is where it all kicked off. We found methamphetamine.
At the Rap HQ, a high-level briefing is underway. With the boss looking on, Sergeant Blair Casey is laying out plans for a coordinated raid to take down a suspected drug-dealing syndicate. It's the result of months of hard work, and his information is based on intel gathered from a recent raid.
He was a runner for a primary target, but he was also dealing with Tanya a lot.
It's a husband and wife team with strong ties to the Hells Angels. They suspect Tanya is the dealer and believe Shane may be the supplier.
That's the main target. That's Shane. In this instance, everyone's to don a ballistic vest. If for some reason it goes pear-shaped and then shots fired, obviously seek cover and then we'll get a cordon in place.
The plan of attack is to hit the drug house just as the deal is going down. And for Blair Casey, every major bust like this counts on a very personal level.
Drug cases are important to me because you see a lot of the flip side to it. You'll see instances where people will think, oh, look, it's all right to smoke a bit of cannabis. You know, the amount of times I've seen kids that have, you know, almost died from the stuff is when you really want to get into that type of work. And I've had a friend, he overdosed on, I think it was heroin he was using at the time, and he ended up choking on his vomit. Sorry. I guess when you see mates die from it, you get angry at that. So.
The team lay low. With drug buyers coming and going from the house, they don't want to be spotted before they're ready to move in. But their plans are thrown out the window. They have to storm the property before the dealers and buyers are able to get rid of the drugs.
On the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
It's the worst possible situation. There are people everywhere.
Do not move! Stay there! Defend with me! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Defend with me! In the kitchen!
With this drug party of 5 secured, they now have control of the house.
We had a good win getting in. A lot of the associates that we went over this morning in the briefing are there.
Everyone out the back, please.
Particularly one of the buyers that purchased a lot of drugs 2-3 weeks before was there again. We've secured 4 male offenders.
Mate, just tell me you're okay.
And a female target.
What's wrong?
The wife, Tanya, has been detained, but there's no sign of Shane, her husband, the guy they are looking for.
No, not at all, no. Nothing dangerous.
Use it to make meth too? Ice?
Yeah.
Is that ice pop there? What can you tell me about that?
It's my idea, mate. That's all I can tell you.
Where are your ice pops that you use?
Just usually on the table, like we just use it.
There's no mistaking. This is a drug den in its finest form.
We'll do upstairs now.
The Rap now shift focus to the main target's bedroom, where they're looking for hard evidence of deals and sales.
Anything you wanted to clear?
Needles in it.
No, excuse the mess, because we're just unchanged stuff, cupboards in full.
Just on the bed here was located a black purse. Inside the purse is a large amount of cash and a clip-seal bag containing white crystals. What can you tell me about that?
That's money from everybody, because we owe $2,050 on rent.
There's 2 empty clip-seal bags down here and here, and one little small clip-seal bag with a little bit of ice crystals in there.
Is it yours?
Yeah.
There's just a book down the side of the bed there. Looks like dollar values, money owing.
The evidence is mounting, but for Constable Sean Swain, the find is bittersweet.
Last time I spoke to you, so you're doing your best to give it away.
I know I'm fine, but I've had really bad anniversaries in December. My brother died on the 22nd of December and he was buried on the 24th.
This lady, I can remember from last time when I spoke to her. I took her back to Southport, and she's got a heavy addiction to methamphetamines. You need help.
I do. I need to talk to somebody.
You do.
because it's really all really affecting me.
It must be an awful addiction. It's got such a hold on their lives that I think when you look at them and you see the tears, I think you see that they really are genuinely trying to get off the drugs, but the control over them is just too great. What have you done since the last spoken to get help?
I really just woke up. I just wanted to be above, and I haven't had an abusive marriage.
As the police quiz Tanya inside, outside things have got a whole lot more interesting as her husband arrives home to join the fun.
Who are you, sir? Shakalama. Oh, you're Shane.
Coming up, a steak-loving stripper
You eating a steak while you're driving?
with a boot full of sex toys.
Is this what I'm going to be shot at?
The Rap are conducting a raid on a suspected drug dealer they believe is working for the Hells Angels.
What's wrong?
But Sergeant Blair Casey is still looking for links to the supplier. He suspects it's Tanya's husband, and as luck would have it, he's just arrived home.
Who are you, sir? Shakalama. Oh, you're Shane.
The male target has just turned up to the address. It makes it ideal because then we can have a look at his phones quickly. We can see if he's got drugs on him.
But there's another twist to this story. It seems Shane has left his wife Tanya and is now in a relationship with Melanie, the neighbour.
You pulled up and come down the street to go to a house, mate.
Stay out of the car.
A lighter, mate.
You're detained.
Stay out of the car. Yeah.
I thought for bloody passenger in the car.
No, for the purpose of the search, mate, so it means you're in our custody. All right?
Go for it, mate. There's nothing here to search.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, put cuffs on. You're under arrest having a knife in a public place, mate.
It's not a public place. It's a fishing knife.
Yeah.
For fishing.
Where's the rod?
You just picked me up from down there, living over, mate.
Yeah, mate. All right. There was a little bit of cannabis found.
One little trying to come and dick, he's been in a pair of shots that warm for 6 months, yeah.
And we found some of Melanie's bag too.
How much fun there?
Just a little bit.
It's only a small amount of cannabis, so Shane's given a notice to appear.
Tanya, this... Oh, sorry,
No.
wrong one. So, Tanya's your ex,
Yeah, mate.
and Melanie's the new girlfriend.
Yeah, mate.
All right.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a triangle. His girlfriend lives next door. Yeah, no, it's too close, isn't it?
Even so, Blair is still convinced Shane is a big part of the puzzle.
It's a win for us because it gives us the opportunity to go through him. We can show the chain of supply back to him. It just increases the proof of evidence against him.
Inside, Shane's ex-wife Tanya is facing charges of suspected supply and possession.
Yeah, Shane Lamar's now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Okay, yeah. But this is your phone. You've used it to ring people and text people to arrange drugs for yourself?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
With these admissions, Tanya is arrested
Well, we'll just get the charger and we'll just charge up before we leave.
and her phone taken as evidence in the hope it will link her to the main target, her ex-husband.
You start at the bottom and you work your way back up, but as you gather the evidence and the statements from those who supply statements, it just makes it harder for him to escape the law, I guess.
From here, we'll regroup. We'll go back to Southport Station to lodge the drugs and see where the operation takes us next.
For Blair and his team, today's raid is just the start. With Shane in their sights, this operation is far from over.
I'm probably expecting to buy us tomorrow.
Sergeant Carla Sara has been on the force for 14 years. But tonight, teamed with Constable Trevor Beeman, she's about to have an eye-opening experience. They're cruising the Broadbeach area, checking licence plates.
At the RAP, we've all got iPads to utilise, and that's assisted us greatly being out on the road, whereas the stations that don't have that technology yet, they have to go back to the station to do their paperwork. We can do it mobily.
And tonight, a random check has come up showing a car linked to a wanted man.
I done a check that came up with a person linked to that vehicle as wanted in relation to a warrant.
They're going to intercept the vehicle, but if they think this is going to be a routine traffic stop, they're in for a surprise.
You got a T-bone steak there.
That's actually my dinner.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've been eating it in between jobs, I'm sorry.
What do you do for work?
I'm a stripper.
Okay.
We're eating on the run, are we? I don't think I could ever say that I have seen in my police career someone actually eating some steak while they're driving. Tell me about this steak. You're eating steak in between jobs.
I'm a stripper, so I go to different hotel rooms and I do a job. And I had a pub shift before, and then I quickly heated my steak up, and then I'm sorry, I don't have a chance to stop. So
That's all. I'm just wondering why you didn't have it at the hotel room.
Now that they've got that straight, it's time to get back to the reason they pulled her over in the first place.
Do you know a gentleman with the surname Luckhoff?
I'm sorry, what's his first name? Sure, it's
I think it's David. Yeah, I'll just go down the front. David Luckoff.
No. Do you know who he is? I swear to God, I have no idea who he is. Honestly, I don't know. What do you mean he's been in my car?
It's just been linked to this vehicle previously. It might have been owned the vehicle before you, or how long you owned the car for?
Brand new.
Did you?
Yeah.
He might have been seen near your vehicle then or something, maybe.
Do you lend your car to people? Well, that's what I was about to say. I think that was my ex. He used to borrow my car every now. What's your ex's name?
She claims she doesn't know the person, she's never met the person, doesn't know who he is, so we'll write that one off. I'll just go run the checks again and I'll be with you in one moment, okay? All right, one moment.
And as soon as they're out of earshot, Carla and Trevor debrief.
Mate, it's a T-bone steak in the front seat. That's the most weirdest thing I've ever come across.
But Carla and Trev's night is about to get a whole lot weirder. Carla and Trevor have pulled over a vehicle flagged as associated with a wanted man. Well, there's no sign of the guy.
You're eating a steak while you're driving.
They discover a stripper eating a T-bone steak between jobs.
Mate, it's a T-bone steak in the front seat.
But she isn't going anywhere just yet.
Feel free to keep eating.
Okay, sorry.
She's going to get a breath test, see whether or not she's had any alcohol, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you've had no alcohol?
Oh, God, I had maybe half at Woodstock bourbon, like, ages ago. Like, didn't...
Okay. Go, 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 keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and stop.
The breath test is clean, but they'd like to search the car.
She gave us permission to search the vehicle, which indicates that she's not trying to hide anything. Our main priority that we're looking for is weapons or drugs, or any stolen property that might come up in the vehicle.
Is there anything in this vehicle that we need to know about?
No,
at all?
Apart from in my suitcase, that's about it.
That's your department, mate?
What?
Oh, use those. Good luck with that. This is your handbag?
Yes, it is.
Has anyone else been in the car with you tonight?
Nope.
Can you tell me about this tablet?
I don't know what it is, but you can take it if you want to get it out of the house.
Why is it in your purse?
I don't know, it's not a drug.
So...
I'm being honest.
And while the loose pill turns out to be nothing, Carla is shocked by the state of the vehicle.
What's your house look like?
The house actually is very clean.
It's very clean?
Yeah.
And the car just looks atrocious. Food wrappers everywhere, completely untidy. I don't know what's in there. Have you got any children? Yeah.
And even though Carla doesn't have any kids of her own, she feels for this working mum.
We're human as well. We can relate, especially if people have children, we can relate.
By day, she's a mum. At night time, she's doing these stripping jobs to make ends meet.
And just like a tradie, she's got a boot full of tools for the job.
All her work stuff is in the vehicle. All her sex toys that she uses while she's performing her stripper duties.
Is this what I'm going to be shocked at?
Yep. So that's your work bag, is it? Are you living out of the...
No, I'm not. This is because I do shows. I like to use fresh stuff every one, so that's all my fresh stuff.
So this is clean?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm sorry. It's all clean.
My wife's going to not be happy with me. To find what we did find in the vehicle was a difference and something that we don't come across every day.
Are they all clean in there?
No.
They're not?
Do you want me to go through it?
So, what's the etiquette here? Do we put them in the dishwasher or how do you clean them?
Antibacterial cleaning in the sex shop.
Are you paying attention, Trev?
What?
This isn't something that I come across that's common. Whew. And this is what you take to your little show.
Oh, something's personal. I do more shows,
That was...
I said I'd get it out for you.
I think she was flirting with my partner. Over to you, Trev.
While she's enjoying a giggle, Carla's got her best interests at heart.
You're not participating in any sort of prostitution?
No.
Okay.
We have to ask. Especially what we just like her. You have to be understandable.
I do sort of get it, but no, I'm 100% not.
Awesome.
100%. I would not ever do that.
And now they're satisfied she's done nothing wrong. It's on to the next job.
All right. You're now undertaken.
Thank you.
She's got a bachelor's party she's going to do a show for, so she's going to put all those toys of hers to good use, I guess.
But not before a final word of advice from Carla.
Clean that car. Hang on. If you've got... How old is your son? 3-year-old son in that car. That's disgusting. Okay. You're all right to go. Thanks for your cooperation. Clean out that car, hey? Trevor and I go back a long way, and out of all the jobs we've ever been to, this has to be definitely an eye-opener for us.
Oh, it's on my top 10. It's definitely on the top 10 list of intercepts with a difference.
Next,
But you just peed where some kids get a play tomorrow.
a party reveller is caught with his pants down.
You didn't quite finish the job, man.
Well, you guys come along.
It's just after midnight, and Senior Constable Matt Bloomfield and Constable Joshua Ford are on a routine patrol when they see a figure lurking in the shadows.
It's going right here.
Oh, no, you're not peeing there, are you?
No, I finished.
You were finished or you didn't?
I finished.
Did you just drink that, man?
No.
Tip it out. Yes, please.
It's also an offence to drink in the street, dude.
We're just walking home.
I know, but you just peed where some kids get a play tomorrow.
Public urination, it's a bit of an issue we do have here on the Gold Coast. It's been a bit of an entertainment precinct, quite a few people, especially on weekends. Come along, they have a few drinks, they sometimes drink in public like they're not supposed to, and have to relieve themselves, so they quite often do it in the street. It's an offence in Queensland to do that. It's really not very nice.
And if urinating and drinking in public weren't bad enough, Matt's just spotted another wee problem.
Hey, Andrew, tie up your pants, dude. You didn't quite finish the job, man.
Well, you guys come along.
Spooked you.
And to add insult to injury, now his mate wants to capture the moment for posterity.
Do not take photos.
I guess he's had a few too many to drink. We're going to write him a public nuisance ticket. It's just a fine for public urination and he can be on his way.
But if Matt thought a ticket would teach this guy a lesson, he may need to think again.
You've been done for that before, man.
Yeah, I have.
You didn't learn the
You
first
said that,
time.
man.
Yes, I have. Devin, you didn't learn, dude.
No, but I was drink driving. At least now I'm walking. I would never drink drive again.
That's good. I'm glad you're walking. That's good. You just shouldn't have taken that with you and you just shouldn't have weed in someone's front yard.
But I'm getting charged here.
Not charged, man, just a ticket.
Gone are the days where we used to lock him up in a cell for this sort of thing. He's been amicable with us tonight. He's been honest. He's not really a threat to society. And you can drop that in the bin that's next to the phone box on the way. I tell you what, I'll do you a favour. I'll throw this in the bin for you. How does that sound?
There's your licence back.
Do I have to pay anything?
Yeah, you do.
And if he's going to have to fork out, he's going to try and get his money's worth.
Can we get a ride home after this?
You haven't got far to go, have you? A couple of bucks?
But you guys can give us a ride home if you're going to charge me £100. Surely.
Try and hold it till you get somewhere else, all right? This is don't drink in public.
Do you think we got him midstream? Do you think he had to cut it off? Because he couldn't quite get his pants done up.
And with a $113 fine, he's hoping he won't do it again. While a suspected dealer could be facing upwards of 15 years for supply and possession. And our steak-loving stripper was released without charge and made the Bucks party on time. Next week on Gold Coast Cops, a boys